Hey guys, welcome to Pharma Palette. Today we are learning about the plasma membrane. It is not just a wall. It controls what goes in and what comes out, and it keeps the cells safe. So today we will be learning its structure with the help of diagram and its functions with simple tricks. So don't worry, this is all you need to know for your semester exams. So this part we will be calling it as the lipid bilayer. The main functions of this is to control the transport, and it is also used in the cell signaling. Now what does the cell signaling means? It is nothing but it has lipids and proteins. These lipids and proteins will be helping the transmit of these signals in and out. So the second part is the integral proteins. These are also called as the transmembrane proteins. So these are having many functions. So they have four main functions which can be easily remembered with the trick track. So where T means they are useful for the transporting of substances. R means they are useful for signal reception. Now what is the signal reception? It is nothing but they will be acting as a receptor. So those receptors will be detecting hormones, neurotransmitters. Then we have A, which means they are also useful for anchoring. What is anchoring? It is simply attaching to the cytoskeleton. And C means it is also useful for the cell recognition. So these are the main important functions of this integral proteins, which are also called as transmembrane proteins. Now let's get into the next part. So we have the third most important part. So we have taken this integral protein, we have opened it. So we have seen this integral protein part, and we have seen two different parts. One is called as pore and the other one is channel proteins. Now what is a pore and channel protein? Pore is like a simple open pipe. So where in the pore there will be always constant flow of this will be there. In the pore there will be constant flow of in and out. Whereas this channel proteins, it is like a gate. That means sometimes it will be open, sometimes it will be closed. That means there is no constant flow. That is a difference between pore and channel proteins. Pore is something there is a continuous flow. Constant flow will be there. But in channel proteins, sometimes it will be open, sometimes it will be closed, just like a gate, where both ions and molecules will be transporting across this membrane. Now, there is another part. This one we will be calling it as a peripheral protein. To remember the functions of this peripheral protein, just remember SSCT. So where it is useful for supporting, it is used for signaling, it is useful for communication and also for the transportation. So these are the important functions of this peripheral protein. So this green colored part, we will be calling it as a carbohydrate. And this one will be calling it as a protein. Both together, we will be calling it as a glycoprotein. Now, how do you remember the functions of this? So, glycoprotein means just remember grape, where G means glycoprotein, R means the recognition of cell, A means it is adhesion, P means protection, and E means simply remember signal reception. So, these are the functions of glycoprotein. Similarly, this green colored part is called as carbohydrate, and inside we will be having lipid. Both this together, they will be called as the glycolipids. Now we have to know what are the functions of glycolipids. So for that, just remember the word caps. So these are useful for the cell recognition, they are useful for cell adhesion, they are useful for stability, and they also provide protection. So these are the functions of glycolipids. These structures we will be calling it as phospholipids. Now, what are the important points you have to remember in phospholipids? So, the functions of phospholipids are they will be acting as a barrier. They will be serving as a basic structure of plasma membrane. They are useful for the selective permeability, and they are also useful for the fluidity. So, for this reason, because these are most important parts of this plasma membrane, so these are the functions you have to include in that. And there is one last part that will be present in between these layers. These yellow colored structures, we will be calling it as the cholesterol molecules. So in the plasma membrane, we will be also having the cholesterol. Now, how do you remember the functions of this cholesterol? So just remember the word FIPS. So where it will be useful for regulating the fluidity, it is used for the integrative purpose, it is useful for controlling the permeability, and it is also helpful for providing the support. And that's the plasma membrane. Now let's quickly revise all the tricks. For phospholipids, just remember base of life. And cholesterol, it is FIPS. Integral proteins, TRAC. Peripheral proteins, SSCT. And glycoproteins, GRAPE. Glycolipids, CAP. Remember these and the plasma membrane will stick in your brain. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Pharma Palette. And comment below which trick did you like the most. See you all in the next one.